want to just throw a real quick topic out. Are you spending enough quality time with your spouse?
What are you doing to maintain your relationship going?
Yes. You know, we struggle with the daily grind, work, and then we got kids and then cooking, cleaning. So your relationship or your marriage can always fall on the back burner. So what are you doing to prioritize your relationship or prioritize your spouse?
Mm-hmm. And so we have some ideas as to what you can do to keep your relationship, um, prioritizing your relationship.
Yes. You got, date night. Make sure you try to get a date night in at least once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. And we know, like, you got young kids, you got little kids. It's hard to have a date night, but you don't always have to go out. You can always have a date night at home, just rearrange your environment to make it more intimate, more special. You can do things like play games together. We have one here, Convo Cards from Family Life. These are great cards and they spark great conversations, and we use them all the time. We'll just sit, just us, we'll have a cup of coffee, and we'll just go back and forth with the Convo Cards. You have to make a priority and prioritize your spouse and prioritize spending time together.
And I know it can be very challenging. Again, our kids are a little older now, so doing date nights has become a lot easier because
Yes.
we can go out and have dinner together or have coffee together. And so we don't have to always stay home. We have more options. We can go to the movies.
Yes.
But when the kids were little, I know that was really difficult for us to do. So like you said, just
Yes.
putting the kids to bed and maybe creating a picnic in your living room.
Yes.
But just making it intentional.
Or
making it
creating
intentional.
like a date night in the living room where it's like movie and popcorn, or dinner and a movie in the living room, something like that.
Right.
That'd be great. Or paint and sip in your living room.
Right.
That'd be great.
And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I think sometimes taking a walk, taking a hike, we've done that, and that doesn't cost anything.
Nope. It's just prioritizing spending time with your spouse, spending quality time with your spouse where you guys can talk, you guys can communicate, and you don't have to worry about interruptions or anything like that. Just making it a point to give your spouse that attention that they need.
Yep. And I think, for many married couples with children, we tend to prioritize our children versus our spouse.
Yes.
And one of the things that we've learned is that that's not the way God created marriage or the dynamic to be.
Yes.
Right? We should have God first, our spouse, our marriage comes, after that, and then the children.
Yes.
And you also have to keep in mind that you have to keep this relationship going. You have to keep the fire burning, because there will come a time where your children are going to leave your house. They're going to leave you, and then you don't want to be that couple that are looking at each other and don't know what to do with their lives because everything has been poured into the children.
Poured into your kids the whole time, and now the kids are gone, and you're looking at your spouse as a stranger.
Right.
You're looking at your spouse, and you guys don't really know anything about each other anymore, because you've lived like roommates for so long because you prioritize the kids, and now it's just you and that other person, and it's like, wow, what do I do? What do we do?
And that happens so much to couples, and it's easy to fall into that comfort of just like focusing on the kids and not really prioritizing your spouse.
Yes. It's easy to use it as an excuse. A lot of people use it as an excuse, the kids as an excuse towards their spouse. Oh nope, I gotta get the kids, or I gotta get the kids, because you're trying to avoid certain things, and then it becomes routine to where now, like I said, you're living like roommates and not husband and wife. Yep. So prioritize spending time with your spouse. Be intentional about spending time together, quality time with your spouse.
Yep. Date nights. Invest in your relationship as well. Once a year we'll go to a marriage retreat.
Yes.
And for us, that's an investment. we take that weekend to just focus on our relationship and
Yes.
to get the tools needed to just tackle, daily challenges or
Yes.
just things within our relationship.
Yes. And we, like I said, we do it yearly. So it gets to be kind of like a tune-up, like your car. You got to tune your car up. You tune your marriage up.
Mm-hmm.
We go every year and we get the things that we need, the nice little tune-up, just to put us back in alignment with what we're supposed to be doing in our marriage. Like sometimes you get caught up in the daily routines and some things fall to the back burner and you start to, fall back into certain habits and not doing this or not communicating here or not, praying daily with your spouse. So those type of things, like the retreat, it refocuses you. It holds you accountable, and sometimes it convicts you of things that you're doing or not doing, and it just puts you right back into, focus with your marriage. Yes.
And taking some time to be away from the kids.
Yes.
If you have family members that can support you and watch the kids, for a weekend, I think that's always nice to do. It gives you that one-on-one time with your spouse, and rekindle some stuff that maybe, are getting a little dry or just not, not getting a lot of attention. Just take that weekend to pour into each other.
Yes, and just focus on each other. Yes.
Marriage can be hard.
Yes.
And so we don't want that to just be like,
yes, and
the reason for you to give up.
And the thing is, a lot of people, it's easier to just give up. That's the easy route. Marriage is hard, like you said, and it requires
work.
But you have to work at it. Because your reflection of your marriage is a reflection of God. And you want to reflect and show God that you respect the unity and the covenant that you made with him. So you have to put in that work.
Absolutely.
You have to make it a priority of yours to uplift your spouse. And that's, I think, what it is marriage is like, I'm supposed to die to self. It says that in scripture. And that means I put your needs and everything above mine, as you should towards me. And if you're doing that and I'm doing that, we're just lifting each other up. You know what I mean? And I think that's where you have to get to. You have to get to a point where you're comfortable with that and you understand that and you accept that. Because if you get a marriage that's rooted in God, is rooted in scripture, and each spouse understands selflessness, that's a beautiful marriage. It's beautiful because everybody's getting validated. You're getting validated. I'm getting validated. God is getting validated. And it just, like, your marriage just starts to just increase,